Ged, it's always great to catch up with you. You've been here just over 8 months now, and how have you adjusted to life at Reading Football Club? How are you enjoying it?
Well, loving it. It's been blue skies every day, sun shines. No, I mean, it's been great. I knew before I arrived that this was a great academy and a great football club, and so it's proven to be. We've got some fantastic talent coming through in the academy, and it's been a pleasure so far to work with them. There's work to do. There's always work to do, we've got a great group of coaches and staff here. So I've been very lucky to inherit a lot of the work that Eamon had done over the 10 years previously. Hopefully, along the way, I'm adding one or two things to the environment just to push us along a little bit. But I think the fans can see that the lard is full of young talent, and we just keep developing them, and they'll do well for us.
It's a bit of a 24/7 job at the academy too. International break, but it doesn't stop here. We've got a friendly game going on right now, which we'll let you get to in a moment, and a lot of hard-working people behind the scenes making everything happen day to day.
Yeah. I mean, we've got players from the age of 8 through to the first team that treat Hogwood as their home, and so it is a 24/7 job. But I think if you're going to do it and you're going to be part of it, then first and foremost you love it, and we get a lot of compensation in terms of working with young talented players and seeing them grow through the club and develop as professionals.
And I think you seem to be very tuned into what we've always called the Reading way, which is that we can compete as a Cat 1 academy against the likes of Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, whilst not being able to match them necessarily, with the zeros at the end of the pound signs, as it were. You've got to do things a bit different.
Well, look, I knew Eamon for 20 years before I came here. He was a personal friend, so he gave me chapter and verse on what Reading was all about. So I feel like I know a little bit about it, but I think it's only when you get inside the academy and the club that you begin to realise what a special place it is. And so I've been welcomed by everybody at the club, and it's been very easy to get inside the place. And I guess on the other side of the fence, when I was working at the Premier League, I had the privilege of looking at all of the clubs and seeing what their strengths and weaknesses were. So I had a pretty good idea of some of the strengths at this club, and obviously I would talk to Eamon about that. I think only since I've arrived have I really begun to understand how effectively we work and punch way above our weight. And so we've got to continue doing that. We've got to continue making sure that we do compete with the best clubs in the country and that we develop the best talent in the country.
And I think it's a lot about kind of giving players good experiences to making them rounded people, and I guess a good example was when the 15s went up to Liverpool a couple of weeks ago to do something a bit different at the International Slavery Museum.
Sure, we're doing different things, and I think that's probably one of the taglines for the club. Really, we have to do things differently. We're not going to spend like the big boys, but we can. But if we're creative and we work things effectively, we can still develop some of the best players. And yeah, we went up to Liverpool with the boys. I think we had a fixture against Burnley, and then ultimately went across to Liverpool to look at the Slavery Museum. It was just to give them a little bit of a bit more education, really, around some of the things that are going on in their world. And each age group has different things, different projects like that are going on.
Too, as well, for the football club, the futures. That's what the academy is all about, and I know our fans will see the 18s results and 23s results, but as you say, you've got that talent right the way through the age groups, and also a brand new training ground to look forward to in the near future.
Yeah, on any given Sunday out here, you'll have the under-9s, the under-10s, the under-11s, and of all the things we do, probably that's the most enjoyable bit, when you see the real youngsters, the real young ones coming in and wearing a Reading shirt for the first time. And this is something that I don't know people are really aware of, but 70% of the players that come through to our first team from the academy start at the age of 8 in our academy. So they come on this long journey all the way through to the first team. That's quite unique about our club, and it's great. So when on a Sunday you see them running around, you can actually look at them and go, actually one day one of these will play for Reading. And you can't say that when you go to other clubs who I won't mention. But yeah, that's great. And then you've just mentioned Bearwood. Well, I took a couple of the lads up there last week. We're very keen to get across to the new training ground, and so we had a little drive over to see how progress was moving forward. And you know, the pitches are being laid now, and I think from January we'll be playing our games. The academy games will start to be played over there. Very, very exciting for the club, and a massive statement of intent from our owners, who are determined to give us the best training facilities probably in the country. And I'm not saying that lightly. I mean, it really is going to be a state-of-the-art environment.
And lastly, I mean, you've touched on it already, is the pathway to the first team, and we're approaching the sort of 50 mark of players in the last 20 years who've come through the academy, played for the first team. And you know, even this weekend we had Andy Rinamot, Tom Holmes, Liam Kelly all involved. Luke Southwood and Danny Loader travelled up to West Brom. It just continues that pathway we've seen for many years, and that the future generation are going to look to emulate.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the pressure bit of this job, because I know what we've done in the past, and we've got to keep doing it into the future. We've got to keep doing it because it's part of our culture as a club, but we've also got to keep doing it because as a business model it makes good sense to grow your own, and I think as a club we've always been good at that. So, you know, the names you've mentioned, and I could probably name a dozen more underneath them that are coming through, are all part of the bright future that we're looking forward to.
Always great to catch up, Ged. Thanks for your time.
Brilliant, thank you.